Hey, it's Nina.
And Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin Podcast, episode 30.
I don't know how to say it in French. I can't remember. Sorry.
30, y'all.
Yep,
episode 30. 30 is actually a year age that I'm not afraid. It's very similar to
it's like Spanish. So I'm like, something derived from that shit.
30 is the age that I'm not afraid to get to.
I need to be there
because we know where we finna be. Okay, let me rephrase myself. We do not know. Only God knows where we're gonna be.
But I have a strong inclination.
Right.
Isn't that how you say it?
Yeah, I have a strong inclination of our possible trajectory.
Look it up if you don't know what that means.
We're not cocky. We're actually speaking it into existence because no one's promising this shit to us.
And I'm making it happen.
Yeah, we're doing the hard work, and we're actually going to talk about that too. Mm-hmm. And so, pop culture. What I wanted to talk about, and we were like, let's start recording before I talk about this shit off the camera.
Yeah, do it social media.
Oh,
no, I mean, fuck it. Whatever.
I'm really excited. No, I'll do it. Just so you know, you guys can find us on Apple Podcasts at Young and Gettin Podcast. You can also find us on SoundCloud.com/YAGIP. Remember, on those two platforms, you could subscribe, you can follow, you can leave comments, you can rate. We want to hear from you guys. We're also on YouTube, Young and Gettin Podcast. I almost said we're also on Young and Gettin Podcast. We are on Young and Gettin Podcast. We're also on YouTube, and search Young and Gettin Podcast. Just remember, Gettin It does not have a G at the end. It's an N with an apostrophe because we're millennials. We're also on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Cast.
You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram under the same username at YAGI_podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. You can find us on our website, www.YAGIP.com. And we have our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. Shout out to us. Give us your feedback. Give us your disagreements. Just disagree in an adult manner.
Right.
Or I probably won't read that shit.
Discuss with us.
Yes. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. And feel free to ask us questions too for like listener letters and stuff. We want to answer your questions, and we could learn from y'all.
Or
I know
let
we
us
can.
know if we helped y'all.
I know. Yeah. Like, did we make changes in your life one day? Maybe one day, you guys. You never know. So, pop culture.
Yeah.
Pusha T versus Drake. Everyone's talking about it. It's very well known. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a few comments about this. The first thing I wrote in my notes is Pusha T smashed Drake.
Oh, yeah. He definitely did.
That doesn't take away from how amazing Drake is. I mean, and as an artist, because I think as a real person, Drake is probably not the best. But
he's a trash ass nigga. I don't even have to know him to know that. I could look at him and tell he's a trash ass motherfucker.
I feel like he's trash.
Do I still love him? Yes.
And it's like his dick must be great.
It has to be.
Because
sorry, Shad.
It just
I'm so sorry.
It's just I see it for him artistically, but as a man in a woman's life, I don't see it for him at all.
Because he's not that attractive, like, you know. He has if he didn't have that beard,
you know, he's Drake. Money talks.
Exactly.
Jay-Z
That's what I'm saying. He's
Beyonce.
Not that attractive.
That's what I was like. Jay-Z got Beyonce, and Beyonce is the baddest bitch in the game, and she got a nigga who looks like something I'm not gonna say.
This is who y'all calling Beyonce. This is your Beyonce.
Oh yeah,
all those memes are so funny.
Did you see the meme where I was
the
like,
memes killed me.
Where Beyonce is like breathing with her eyes closed, and they're like,
if these niggas say my name one more time,
I die.
B, we feel you, boo.
It's like, sorry, you're the queen.
Yeah,
like, sorry.
Everybody wants to be you.
But yeah, like on the diss, before I talk about the intense line, it's like,
which one's the intense one? There's 40. So many.
40 was
intense. Yeah, okay, so he pulled a Tupac.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about 40 because
your friends dying.
Damn, like you hurt 40's feelings, and that
because what did he even say so bad about his wife for him to go there? That's why I'm like, people be overreacting.
He actually didn't diss his wife. He's just like, you want to bring up my wife? Let's
get it, dude. Okay, kudos to you for coming harder than DJ Envy, but I don't know if it was necessary. I really don't know.
Look up Patrick Cloud on Instagram. He is the creative director for All Deaf Digital. He made a video, and I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was like him in the car, and he was like, oh yeah, the battle's on, let's go. And he plays a Drake song, and it's like, he put it on the music of Controller, and he's like, yeah, you are not me, you're weak as fuck. You know, acting like Drake. And he was like, yeah, that shit's tight. And then it's like, he goes to Pusha. He's like, okay, let me listen to Pusha T. And he does it on the... What track did he do? Oh, I think it was like Grindin' or something like that. He put it on that. Oh, was Pusha T on that song? That's Grindin', why. Yeah. So he put it on Grindin', and it was all like, he was.
Hey, that's honestly the last time that nigga was hot.
Right.
Sad.
And that song slapped because we made stomp dances.
I'm not calling shots. I am not a battle rapper. I could not defend myself.
People did say that about him, though. They were like, he ain't been popping since that song.
This is his way in. Yeah. At least he's doing better than Remy Ma, too.
Yeah.
He's out here winning, y'all. He winning.
Because Nicki Minaj was like, Remy Ma, you made no money off of that. And I made money off your diss. So, who's winning? And I'm rich. I don't even need it.
Right?
You might
like,
need
you want
it.
me to pay your bills?
Yeah. You want me to? This one lady on Real Housewives
dug deep. And this is what I'm saying. You know how, like, on Kanye West's album, he's like, I have really dark thoughts sometimes. I'm like...
And he said really, really dark.
I just had one of those dark thoughts, and it was evil.
Yeah. Dark thoughts are scary.
They are. But they're normal.
Yeah.
They're normal.
Normal. Just
as long as you do not act them out.
Talk space therapy, you know, call your provider.
Like, in one of my psych classes, I read it somewhere... I know I read this where they were like saying those thoughts are normal, and the fact that you talk yourself out of them is like, yeah, you're normal. But it's like when you have those thoughts and you don't talk yourself out of them,
that's the problem. Because he's like, I love myself more than you, and I thought about killing myself, so I thought about killing you. Did you?
Poetry.
I hope you didn't think about killing Kim. Who were you thinking about killing?
I don't know.
Because I'm disturbed. Like that. I just want to make sure everyone's okay, because what are you talking about? You might have just... And he said, and then he kept saying premeditated murder, and I'm like,
because I mean, you thought about it. I mean, it's realistic.
That song was
but wait,
deep.
hold up, we're tangenting. We have to finish up, wrap it up. Let's wrap up that Pusha T and Drake.
So
that was my fault.
But yeah, okay, so first Pusha T like fucked up Drake's whole rollout of his son, and Charlamagne the God was all like, he was like, he better come with it, because DJ Khaled beat everybody with the son rollout. So he was all like, he was like, you got to beat Khaled now, like, and then everyone looked up the baby moms, and she was not cute in the face.
But I remember that porn star, they saying she was pregnant. It was a long time ago, and then you didn't hear shit about it. And then now it's coming back up. So it's like, we already thought this. That's why people were saying, well, if Drake claimed all this stuff and they put all the facts of like all the songs where he claimed everything Pusha T said about him, it's like, is it really like a diss? Because you know how like in 8 Mile, Eminem came out, he like, and he did the diss track about himself for his freestyle. Yeah. They were like, Drake about to come out and do an 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And it's like, low-key, he already did it. Because I was thinking about it, and like, I'm an avid Drake fan, so I listened to his shit. I had heard all of these bars in these songs. And so like when I saw the screenshots of it, I was like, you right, he did claim this.
Did he mention the child?
Yeah.
He did? How?
It's in one song. He said, I've had past relations with a couple strippers that porn stars that I'm embarrassed to talk about.
Oh, shit.
It's a line. I'm paraphrasing, but the line goes somewhat like that.
Yeah, and it's like, I just was almost annoyed that she looked so white.
He's white though.
He's white.
Like,
he was raised by a white person,
and that's what you have to remember. Like, at the end of the day, this nigga is white.
Yeah,
and he may be black, and he may identify with us in a lot of ways, but he's white, and he grew up in a white household.
Yeah. And his name is
That's why he looks a little corny.
And he talks white because
he talks very white.
That dude who does impersonations of everybody did Drake, and he made him sound like a white skater.
That's kind of how he sounds.
Yeah, and I was like, it did sound like Drake too when he was doing it. I was like, yeah. And he was telling a story about how like Drake flew him out to like a whole, like he was in like Spain, and he flew him to another country because he had a show, and then he gave him his own tour bus. He was like, oh yeah, no, this is yours. And he said it was full of girls.
See, Rich.
He said it was full of girls.
That's just so nasty.
And I was just like, gross.
Yeah.
He said they weren't all good looking.
But I mean, they probably got paid.
Yeah. Oh,
that's why.
No, he said they were like groupies. Yeah, they didn't get paid for shit, and they were probably sucking and fucking.
I ain't never going to fuck for free. Okay, never mind.
I mean, for Drake, bitches do
for
anything
free.
For Drake. Yeah. But anyway, so he talks about the rollout of the sun, fucks up that whole rollout. And then, talking about his mom being in last place. I was like, and then Crystal did make a really good point on the read. She was like, so you're trying to say that women who never get married are in last place? She was like, what about us bitches who don't want to get married? Are we in last place? And I was like, that is very true.
Because some people really don't believe in that. They'll have kids and still not get married.
His mom might have been like, And his
like, why would she want to marry that piece of shit anyway?
And why would she? And some women have experiences like that, and they're like, I'm cool.
Like, am I right?
Some people, we know people who never want to get married.
His dad is trash as fuck. His dad is fucking
trash as fuck.
Because remember, I met his dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was fucking humping old girl in public, basically.
He was humping her.
Yeah.
He was rubbing his dick on her.
Yeah.
Ew.
It was pretty intense. Like,
ew. Was he holding her from behind?
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah. And she was all about it too. Ew. That's nasty.
I really forgot that happened.
What was he saying?
Wild. He was saying like, I don't want to be like a Me Too and out him like this. That's so fine. Like, I don't want to say what he was saying.
We might go viral. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's not enough people. We're not, just say it.
He was just making like sexual comments and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
To both of y'all?
No, to her.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah. I was there and he was like trying, like, it was like 6 a.m. because we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
The New Year's Day. And we left the club.
It was New Year's Day.
Yeah, we left the club.
Holy shit.
And Drake performed that night. And then the next, that morning, we were out. I just like went and met outside of Dre's. We didn't even go in. Oh shit.
It's okay.
I had met her outside of Dre's. We didn't even go in. And he was like trying to buy us drinks still. And I'm like, it's 6 a.m. I just want orange juice. That's it. Buy me some orange juice and I'm cool.
And that was it, and y'all just left.
I was like, what are we doing? Let's go. And then we came back to the room.
Oh. Yeah. Did she try to get his number? She did.
She got his number.
I remember her saying that.
And she took a picture with him.
Oh, she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That nigga likes anybody. First of all, he was a pimp.
I'm pretty sure he likes anybody.
You know how many bitches he's been with in his life? Like, he probably that nigga's been with a million people. That's kind of gross.
I was like, can you just take me to meet your son?
Right.
That's who I'm obsessed with.
He's a pimp, so he knows that the only attention he's getting is because of his son.
And I didn't ask him that. Like, I'm not about to be a groupie like that and ask you that.
Yeah, because I'm sure he gets asked that so much.
Often.
Yeah, that's true.
I was in your presence, whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, the last part about Pusha T's thing about 40 leaning over looking like he's 80. How much time do you got in, man? Is 666. And then he said, he said tick tick tick. Man is 666. And I was like, whoa. Well, you just reminded 40 that he might die. Yeah. Fuck Drake. Like, you just told this nigga, he heard it. Yeah. So it's like.
But he pulled a Tupac. He came at the whole crew. Like, and hit him up. Tupac says, no one of your homies got sickle cell or something. He better be careful, fuck around, have a seizure or a heart attack or something. Yeah, and then he says he's going to kill the whole fucking family. Like, he was like, yeah, I was only coming for one person, but since other people want to get involved, I'm coming for the whole fucking group.
That was the one where he was like, fuck you done, and then click you claim.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
He started
that song
was
the song with intense. Yeah. Wow. That is like one of the hardest diss records ever.
Rap battles.
Okay.
Why did Ja Rule come out talking about one of his diss battles? This was one of the best. Everybody was like,
Ja, chill. Even though I saw him in concert like last year.
What did he say?
Him and Ashanti.
Oh, yeah, their songs.
Well, he has songs too. Like, he has songs that I still listen to this day. Yeah. Like, I listen to Ja Rule on my gym playlist and on my way to work.
Only one thing is, everybody needs a lady.
Yeah. Down Ass Bitch is one of my faves.
How's that one go?
It's the one with Charlie Baltimore on it. Oh my god.
I don't know what that is. It's okay. I'll look it up later. Okay, so that was my side about the Pusha T battle. Plus, Pusha T knows that this will make him a lot of money, and this brings me to my point. I'm hearing that it might be real that Drake sent Pusha T an invoice.
He probably did.
They said it was like an invoice that said like for promotional business growth and assistance.
He posted it on his Instagram.
That's where it was from.
It's on his Instagram. Oh shit. On Drake's Instagram.
Oh my god.
It's for 100K.
100,000. That's what I heard. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry.
I think it says promotional services because I was just looking at that shit.
Champagne pop up. Champagne.
Do you follow him?
Do I?
I do.
Oh shit. OVO Sound, May 25th, 2018. To Good Music or Def Jam. Invoice number. Attention to, I guess, probably the manager or the finance guy. For professional services rendered. Promotional assistance and career reviving.
Yeah.
Holy mess.
Petty.
$100,000 USD. Thank you for your business.
Petty.
Please remit checks to OVO Sound. He put "You're welcome" with a with a owl.
It's so petty.
Wow. Marlon Wayans said, what did he say? This about to get real Trump and Hillary out here in these streets. Who's gonna meet the WikiLeaks? Who's gonna meet with WikiLeaks first? Oh my God.
Yeah,
I never saw that.
Career reviving, like, bro.
Well, I never clicked it. I saw it, but I never clicked it. Oh my God, how disrespectful.
Right?
So Drake don't play.
No.
And you notice how when he wrote that thing, like, I had blackface on because we were doing a movie.
I figured it was something that he did.
He was
like he was an actor. Like, and like, honestly, he's black. So it's like, I don't want to be one of those people like, he's black, so how bad is it?
Yeah.
But it's like, is black people in blackface bad? Like,
it
depending depending on what they're depicting by them wearing blackface. Like, if you know the purpose behind something, is it bad for a black person to wear
Not
blackface?
at all. I don't think what he did was bad at all. I think blackface is bad in general. But,
yeah.
But everybody knows Drake was acting for a billion. Like, we grew up.
And he looked like Jimmy in that picture.
He did.
Like,
oh my God. And he was like, this was like 11 years ago. I said, you looked that young 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to turn 30 this year, I think.
He's 30.
He's about to turn 31 this year.
I believe so, yeah.
And so I'm like, so at 20? You looked like that? Like, this nigga had that nigga didn't stop growing until he's just stopped growing.
He's
like,
really getting, like, that's what I feel like
form.
about men, though. Like, I feel like they really just start looking finer with age.
He's big as fuck now. I love big nigga. And I'm sure his diet was immaculate because he can pay someone.
Yeah, he could do that shit.
Because how you just get that buff and good looking so fast. And it wasn't super fast, but it was fast. Like, for someone who's as busy as him. Like, you know. He probably was training every morning, which sucks because he's already busy.
I mean, The Rock does it. But, I mean, I feel like if I had a different life, like, if I didn't have the job I have now, I would do that shit.
Yep. Because I even saw pictures of Karrueche. She got a personal trainer, and her booty was flat and little and nasty. And I had no idea she looked like that because I always looked at her face. But her body now is, like, great, you know, and her butt grew, obviously. Like, she has a butt now. It's not
and
that
she has to look good
though.
To be on Claws.
She looks good on Claws.
She's cute as fuck.
Let's have a moment for Karrueche on Claws, man.
If you don't watch that, watch it.
What? Like, she looks, did you watch the whole show or no?
No.
Niecy Nash, whatever she's not Niecy Nash. Is it Niecy Nash? Okay, because there was
I think so.
There was
Loud
a whole
and Black. I don't know.
There was a whole thing where she looks like someone else, and they were calling the other person.
You know what? Maybe it might not be her.
That's why I was like, I hope it's her. Guys, don't judge me. But her like mentally challenged brother who has autism or something in the show. It was cute because he had a crush on her, and like, but she liked him. Like, it was very cute, and she took his virginity.
Yeah.
Spoiler. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. You know how Faith Evans has an autistic son?
I think I've heard that before.
I did not know that.
And Toni Braxton's son has autism, and she has something too. She has lupus.
Yeah, she's intense.
Damn, you guys' DNA is fucked. Don't have a baby with baby, because someone's
don't have a baby with
baby because a man will come take your baby because of baby. So don't do it. But yeah, the only other things I had about the battle was, I'm upset. First of all, it's a fire ass song.
Yeah, I like that song.
The beat, I think it's the beat. Because he's barely saying anything, but what he's saying is good. I'm like, and
it's a Drake song,
and it's a mood. Like, I'm upset is a mood. That when I was listening to it, I was like, this is a good theme song for my week. Like, I'm upset,
right?
Like, yeah, he's just telling you.
It's like, you're not angry, you're not pissed off, you're upset.
I'm upset. That makes sense.
I feel like upset is like when you get like mad about something that you've already been mad about. So it's like, you're not mad, it's just like you're bothered by it.
Yeah, you're fed up. Like, you're like, like, and so I like that. Plus, he's talking about people put money on his head, which I know they do put money on his head. But what I'm wondering is, did Pusha T put money on his head? And I would assume not.
Pusha T doesn't have them. Never mind. Because remember, we looked up net worths last time.
What if Kanye was talking about Drake?
No,
because he dissed Kanye, and it was like, where'd that come from? I didn't even know.
No, they're like friends though.
But didn't he? They were saying that in Drake's original diss, most of the diss was about Kanye, and very little was about Pusha T. And Charlamagne like broke it down because, you know, I don't know all this hip hop shit. Charlamagne broke it down. He was like, this bar's about Kanye. This bar's about Kanye. This bar's about. But that's why there was a part in Pusha Terrence's song where he his name is Pusha Terrence. His name is Terrence. In his song where he does say something to the context of like, he does say, he's like, I want all the smoke. Don't give the smoke to Kanye. Like, give me all the smoke. I want it all. Because he basically said, like, I'm jealous that you talked about someone else. Talk about me the whole time. Disrespect me the whole time.
Why would I give you that light?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
He charged them $100,000. But then they have to prove that he didn't profit $100,000 more. But I'm like, your growth rate is going to be over $100,000 because you've been gone. So it's like...
So funny.
Hopefully he doesn't.
So petty.
He probably won't open up a lawsuit. He was just being
reach that level of petty.
Shit. Did you feel anything else about the battle, or?
I mean, I just don't understand it. But then I also don't know their lives, so I don't know what sparked this. Right. So, but seeing that Kanye is crazy, he could have done something, you know. I mean, he could have done something crazy.
His album sounded like he was crazy.
Yeah.
It sounded like it sounded like a musical possible classic. It sounds like it's something that could
like
really
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, it sounded like something that could really grow, definitely out of the hip hop realm, because it wasn't just covering hip hop. But his album sounded like made by someone who was crazy.
Yeah, it sounded artistic.
It sounded very artistic. And a lot of artists, a lot of comedians, a lot of things like that, they do have mental health
notice
issues.
His music switched up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his first 2 albums were actual music albums. And then after that point on, maybe up to Graduation.
Yeah.
And then 808s and Heartbreaks was artistic.
Mm-hmm.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was artistic. And that's the one he made the movie to, right? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
So,
No.
Oh,
it's the one with Runaway on it. No.
Is that a different one?
Yes.
And then remember he made Ultralight Beam, which was like a whole chorus genre.
I love that.
That song was amazing.
I really love that. I'm about to find it real quick.
He knows he's a musical genius. But the only thing is the Poopity Scoop song is a real song, but luckily it didn't make it on the album because I listened to the whole track this morning.
You know, it might have been My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy because he had the movie for it, and I actually liked that movie.
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good.
BTW, if you guys want to hear the Poopity Scoop song, it's called Lift Me Up.
Lift Me Up. Where is it? Like, what is that on?
You can find it on YouTube. It's out now. Like, it's fully out, so you can find it. It's called Lift Me Up. There's like music at the beginning, and then he like does that whole break, and he's like poop de scoop de whoop, poopity scoop de whoop. I'm like, oh damn, this is a real song. Didn't make it though.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just leaked it for no profit. And I'm like, good, because
he was probably trying to fuck with us. He's Kanye.
Yeah. That was really
the lyrical genius.
And I listened to his album. I think I only missed one song I haven't heard. Wouldn't Leave was basically the only song I liked. There was one other song that I liked, but I'm not remembering the title. But Wouldn't Leave like stopped me just because he clearly just made this song, first of all, because he talks about him saying the slavery was a choice thing and Kim calling him crying like, you're gonna completely fuck up our brand, like you cannot. And it makes sense. Like I can obviously Kardashians are money suckers, blood suckers, but I can understand her position and being like, whoa,
we got kids, bro.
I'm not even black. First of all, your kids
we
are
got
black.
Kids.
My kids are black. I'm not black, my kids are black. But it's like, that is something that can crush all of our careers, you saying that. And plus, I'm like, she could have lost endorsements because her husband said that. So I completely get it. Definitely. You guys are connected. So she could lose money. But I'm like, you guys are rich. You can lose some endorsements. But I still get it. And then he talked about how it was so bad. It was so bad. Because I remember how when it was happening, he told her, like, if you feel like you need to leave because I'm really fucking shit up, like, I will understand. And she was like, I'm not leaving. And he basically said he feels fucked up because he had to test her loyalty and he didn't want to do that. Like he tested her loyalty.
You don't do that.
I
get mad when people do that.
He didn't test her loyalty. It forced it on it.
Yeah. Okay. So he wasn't saying he was playing games.
No.
Don't ever play games with me and test my loyalty.
People do be testing people.
Because fuck you, I will be gone.
Right. He said he felt fucked up because it tested her loyalty. Because he said, like, I'm fucking your shit up really bad. Like, if you feel like you need to leave me, I will understand. And she was like, no. And that's testing her loyalty. Because she could have been like, okay, honestly, bye. I got my kids. I have money. Been had that. Niggas want me. I'm fine as hell. You know, like, I'm gonna leave. And she was, she really loves this nigga. Like, they must have some sort of, I mean, they look like they're into each other.
There has to be something about him that we don't know.
No, they look like they're into each other because she was on, like, just like walking around her house and then he was sitting down. She literally sat on his lap and started making out with him. And I was like, gross. But luckily she cut it off. But it was like a kiss that got really intense. And I was like, oh, you guys really fucked with each other. Like, you're digging out that vagina. And he saw the Ray J tape, so, you know, he knows what's good.
At least he knows the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So help me God. And God needs to help. This is a great time for a commercial break. Hey guys, so we want to interrupt the episode really quick to talk about our Black business of the week. Ashley showed me this and I think this is pretty cool. A journal called Growing in Gratitude. The Growing in Gratitude journal was created to help people pause, reflect, and tap into the personal practice of gratefulness. For 150 days, keep this journal by your bed or in your bag and dive into deepening and strengthening your appreciation for who you are, what you are, and how you can serve others. You can find this Growing in Gratitude book on Amazon. Currently, it's selling for $9.99, which is great for people who are, you know, basically struggling to appreciate things. I know I have those days where I have to remind myself, what you have now is what you used to want. Remember that, you know? And so this book could be very consistent with
sometimes what you want is miserable.
Yeah.
And you didn't know it was going to be that way. You didn't
know, like, you wanted to have a car, didn't know it would take your money every month, you know? Little things like that. And so sometimes it's hard to be grateful also when the world is really fucked up. And part of growing up and being an adult is understanding and accepting the fact that the world is fucked up and accepting the fact that bad things can happen. Not saying they will. Don't want to speak that into existence, but that they can happen. It is possible. You know, and if you're grateful every day, it might even bring down that anxiety. It might even bring down just the depression of how terrible the world is. So make sure you pick up your book, Growing in Gratitude, 150 Days of Gratitude Journal. And back to our regularly scheduled program.
All right, so we're back from the commercial break, and I was talking to one of my friends this week, and we were talking about like boundaries and stuff, and so I was thinking, like, what boundaries do you set? Like, how do you set boundaries in relationships, and are boundaries necessary for relationships? It doesn't even have to be boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be friends, your parents, family, because, like, you know, you need your personal space. You need to have a guideline of things that you won't allow people to do to you and certain behaviors that you won't accept. But it's like, how do you set them and how important are they?
When you were saying that, the only one thing I was thinking was when you said it can not just relationships, it can be family and friends. I'm like, I haven't had to set any boundaries with my family, but also when it comes to your parents, they don't give a fuck about your boundaries.
No, they don't.
So,
no. Well, at least if you're Black, they don't.
Right. Maybe if you're white,
Black,
you have that chance. If you're African, you're fucked.
Yeah, African.
That's not happening.
Nina has it rough.
Yeah.
Okay. My parents are a little more lax, but I do have to set boundaries with certain things. Like, if I'm at home, just know that I'm always busy and I always have something to do. So don't expect me to be able to pick somebody up from school or drop somebody off somewhere or watch kids, because I literally cannot do anything that I have to do if I have to spend my attention or time elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, that's one boundary that I've had to set. And then just, like, I know in a relationship where it's like a intimate relationship with your partner, sometimes it's kind of hard to set boundaries because it's like you don't want to offend or make them be uncomfortable with something, or just like make them think that, like, I don't know, you don't like them as much as you do because you're like, oh no, don't do that. And it's
or
just
I need
like,
space.
Yeah.
And sometimes space doesn't mean I need a breakup.
No.
But that obviously in society has been correlated with a breakup.
But that's where the clarification comes in, because I know sometimes, like, when Rashad and I are having a disagreement, I'll be like, okay, you know, it's over, whatever, it's done. And I'm like, not like the relationship.
Not us.
I'm just saying, like, the conversation, we're done with it, you know? And it's just like those awkward moments where it's just like, I'm not breaking up with you, but, you know, it's done.
I'm done here.
Yeah, it's done.
Here.
It's
now.
done.
This is done.
Yeah.
Us, we're not. I mean, setting boundaries. That's really hard for me because I feel like I have a very strong avoidance bone in my body, and I just like to avoid situations for as long as possible, and I haven't really gotten into controlling that or growing that into a better situation. That's something that I'm working on right now. But when it comes to boundaries, I think boundaries that I have set is like one thing that really annoys me is when you move in with people, which is like, I'm at the end of the road of having roommates. It's not going to happen much anymore after college, because LA just costs too fucking much. So you have to have a roommate or you're fucked, or you're gonna live in a shithole. Boundaries was kind of like, I've had roommate issues where they just expect to be your friend, and so they really are in your asshole all the time. And I really can't handle it. And I don't know, like, I think I'm just different in many ways, but I just can't handle it. Just like, let me be me. And if you're always around me, trust me, I won't be me because I'm different, you know, like. And so I think that's been a huge boundary. And like, it's funny because I remember someone telling me a long time ago, like, I can't have roommates because every roommate I've ever had, we stopped being friends or something like that. And it's like,
just never be friends to start.
Yeah, moving with people you don't know.
Yeah,
that's a great way to start. Like, don't be friends with people. Don't move in with people you're friends with. Even like people who have been friends forever, like they still have fucking super rocky moments, and they might even stay friends after that. But it's just like living together is a whole nother bitch, you know. And so those boundaries are really important.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like how I'm going to set mine with Rashad when we move in together. But you know, we're just gonna jump that hurdle once we get there.
Like, what do you mean? Like, because the only boundary I can think of is like cleaning. That's the only thing that's popping up in my head.
And I guess like distraction, like if I have something to do, like, you know, like don't just like dump task on me, like, oh well, can you help me with this, can you do me this favor, like, you know, things like that, like, because sometimes I just don't have time. And then I don't know, just like,
even when you have kids, like the boundaries of like,
there's no boundaries with kids.
That's true.
They don't care.
Well, the only boundary that I could think of is like how to act in front of your kids, you know. Because you know, like
what, like if you hate each other, like
don't show it in front of your kids. Like, I mean, when you're super young, when they're super babies, you can, because they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, no, that still messes them up.
I mean, not angry yelling, but I mean, if you're irritated with each other and you're having a normal adult angry conversation that isn't yelling, it isn't violent, isn't, you know, you're really just mad at each other talking. I have seen nothing wrong with doing that in front of a child. Just
but if it's like, you fucking yelling, bitch, I hate you,
and if you're like run with the arms up, and no, don't do that in front of the kids. Like, don't. Plus it's like, it's funny because I know when my kids are grown, if they piss me off, I'm gonna cuss at them, but my strong thing is like, I'm not finna cuss around my kids. And that's just I think that's just rooted in like growing up and going to that damn high school we went to, and I'm just like, the differences between certain people, the way certain people were raised.
It's like my parents cussed though when I was growing up. I don't know, I also got my ass beat, so I think that played into it too, because like my parents would cuss, and it wasn't frequent. It wasn't like how I cuss now, like, which I'm also trying to cut down on, working on it very hard. Because I don't why is it bad? Like, okay, why is it bad?
Because these same kids go to school and cuss at their
teachers. If I'm an adult cussing. When I talk. No, because everybody always tells me, like, well, at least like my dad, he's like, you cuss too much.
Yeah, no, I don't cuss around adults. That's another thing. So you probably should not cuss around adults.
They cuss around me.
They're an elder. But I mean, I'm Nigerian.
Yeah, so. You're different. Yeah. Because my parents, like, they cuss around me, like, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's
normal.
That's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, if I'm in an environment where you're able to cuss, it just comes out like, bah, 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 bah. Some reason when I'm around adults, it just turns off.
Yeah, like, and mine usually does too. But sometimes, like, if I'm like a little too comfortable, like maybe if I had a drink or something, it'll slip out, you know. But for the most part, I could cut mine off.
Yeah, it's definitely slipped out before. That sucks when that happens. But yeah, I've actually still never cussed in front of my parents, which is crazy. I've cussed around like my siblings, and I don't even cuss around my siblings. I've done it like once or twice in my life, but it's like, yeah,
no, I'm working on cutting back on it.
I don't really care about cussing. I only care about cussing around kids because they pick that shit up, and then they go to school and start cussing at school, and then if they start to comprehend the cuss words and why they're being used, these kids start using them on other people.
But that's why they say when you curse, it shows like your intelligence. Like, so like a little 3-year-old that's able to use the word in context, like, yeah, it's bad, but at least he knows how to use it in context.
Yeah, and if they're not bad, I mean, the slip up doesn't matter. But the only thing is, What was it? I've noticed a lot of, and these are people I went to school with and stuff, like a lot of like, they were all black boys actually, and they were very smart, but what was it? It was like, and they came from the same type of like, you know, black family, no weird situation or anything like that, and they're so smart, but it's like, what is it about them? Like, it's so hard for me to word this, using their intelligence for shit they shouldn't be using it for.
Yeah, using it to be bad.
Like, yeah, using it to be bad. And it's like, no, because they're like, I can beat the system because I'm smart as shit. Yeah. And it's like, no. You need to be smart and not be bad. Like, don't be one or the other. Like, I don't know. It's really hard because you don't really know, like, what some kid can live the best life and a great family and, you know, great raising and gets raped and he's fucked up. Yep. You know? Yeah. So it's like, you can't really
all it takes is one, like, big misfortune and
one tragic event,
and then you're screwed up forever.
Yeah. And it's
this is why counseling's important.
Yeah, like my friend who's adopted, her parents put her in therapy just because she was adopted.
Okay.
But I'm like, she's very well adjusted. She's a very well adjusted human being. So I'm like, it might have helped. Like, you know, like there's people who are just like, when somebody, Beyonce's mom said that Beyonce was obviously becoming famous faster than Solange, so she made them go to therapy together because she was all like, they're gonna start hating each other. Yeah,
one's gonna be jealous or something.
Yeah, I think they were mildly fighting, and she saw it growing, and so she put them in therapy together.
Shit, kudos to you, Tina.
Right. So things like that.
Miss, what's her name now?
Miss
she's
Tina
not
Lawson.
No,
Lawson.
Okay.
Are you see her man? Mm-mm. That nigga fine.
I seen this fine old man on Instagram today. I was like, okay, Zaddy. And of course, he had a non-black woman. I don't get it. I just want to know, black men, please write me and answer me. I know I got a man and I know he's black, but that does not mean that doesn't mean that I still can't get upset over this, because like it makes me upset.
It's very common. It's very frequent. It's very frequent. It's very
either a Hispanic, just by popular not demand, but like what I have seen, it's always a black man with a Hispanic woman or a Asian woman. My brother has done this. My uncles have done this. Yeah. Like,
or if she's black, she is light.
Yeah.
I don't even know that many that are with dark skinned women. Like Yvonne Orji and her man's dark skin. Like, but you know, like I'm trying to think, like
there's few and far between, but they exist. But I just like, I understand like you can't put a color on love, but why is that the color, and why is it so frequent? Yeah, that's fine, it being the color. Why is it so frequent? That's my thing. I just want to like, are they preying on y'all? Like, or is that what you have been trained to think is attractive?
That is it.
So that's all that you look for.
I think that has a lot to do with it. Self-hate.
Yeah. No, it's not self-hate.
There's some self-hate.
It could be. It's brainwashing. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's specifically self-hate.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything specific. You know, I think it's a whole bunch of
a concoction.
It could be how you're raised. You might have a white mom, black dad. Yeah, it could be where you're raised. You could be black whole family in a white neighborhood, so you date white. It could be self-hate to where you think that to be powerful you
would have mixed kids,
right? Oh yeah, or
that's why people do it.
That shit is,
they're like, I want kids with nice hair, or I want my kids to be light skinned. Like, you guys know, like, you could get with a person and still have dark skin babies. Percentage is low, but it could still happen.
Like, and it's just
I just want a chocolate baby. That's what I need in my life.
Yeah, sorry to tangent, guys. I know we're supposed to be talking about boundaries. It's really hard. Like, boundaries is something I'm still learning.
Yeah. So because it's like you feel like you offend people when you tell them, like, look, you can't do this, like, or I don't like this, so I would prefer for you not to do this. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it, because then you sound like an asshole where you're like, look, I don't like this, don't do it. But if it like some stuff you can do that with, but if it's like larger scale of things, you can't be like, I don't like this, don't do it. It's more so of, I don't like the way you handled this, I prefer if you did it in a different way. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the connotation is different.
Yeah. That's the thing. And I think that ties into what you're saying. Everyone's different, so it can be said, it can be received differently than the way it's said.
And people understand differently.
And you can Kanye the shit and mean one thing and say it wrong. Because Kanye had good intentions. He just said that.
Did. I'm pretty sure he always has great intentions, but he's a Gemini. He's black. So he's radical. he
has bipolar disorder.
Is bipolar. He's an artist, so not everything always comes out as clearly as he thinks it does.
It actually irritated the fuck out of me how Kanye very clearly said it sounds like a choice, and no one has ever said that again. Everyone has said that he is saying slavery is a choice.
Yeah, he said it sounds like a choice to me.
And I just want them to word him correctly, because he's not saying it was a choice. He says it sounds like a choice. He still said it wrong. He still shouldn't have said that. But you guys are not.
Well, he could say it. We just have to be able to digest things better.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the whole social media.
People like to be negative. That video I showed you today of that girl with 4C hair. Mm-hmm. Everybody was talking about, her hair is dry. This is a fail. Why does it look like this? And it's just like, I've been like doing research, not like writing anything down, but as of late, like when I go on Instagram, I go and I look, and then I'm like, let me look at this picture. Oh, I know there's something that could be talked about in this picture. Let me look at the comments. I look at the comments. All you see is people making fun of stuff, all this negativity, like, and it's just like, why do you have to go out your way to say that?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm trying to train myself again to stop seeing negative things in everything.
Yeah, that's hard.
Because, and when I was doing it, like when I wasn't complaining and like bitching and moaning about shit I can't change, or just like complaining in general, life was better.
It was.
And then life gets hard and you start having to digest all this stuff. And I know one of the main ways I digest stuff is be angry, like, or just like be upset and complain about shit. So it's like, I gotta reel that shit back in and calm down. That's why, like, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, an early look at God, that my boyfriend and I didn't go to Panama for our birthdays. Like, we were supposed to go to Panama. We were supposed to be in Panama like Monday to Friday. And last minute, he told me, like, yeah, no, let's go later in the year. So I'm like, all right. And I thought about it, like, should I keep this time off, or should I just work so, like, I could potentially get a bonus?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about that bonus.
You're probably still going to get it.
It's not going to be the same one.
Oh.
Because depending on, like, how much I work, the bonus increases.
Oh.
So I'm like, actually, I'll take this week, because I need this week to be able to, like, readjust. Like, I haven't stopped going, like, basically since because we went to New York, then we went to London.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all between there, I didn't have any days off. It was just like working.
I was real tired when I got back because after we got back from London, I went to Miami the next weekend.
Yeah, you were tripping. Bitch. I knew I couldn't do that.
I was tired.
I knew I couldn't. Like, I would have been fucked up.
But there's something really nice about, like, getting on a plane and traveling.
Yeah,
I don't like planes.
It's exciting.
You can die, but like,
and I've been seeing too many crashing.
Yeah, too much shit
I'm not
happening.
with that.
I'm not
like,
flying no Southwest.
Oh my god, when planes take off, they make me nervous because why does it have to sound like that?
They're putting so much power into getting up, and I'm like, so what if you didn't have this power? What would happen?
You getting crashed?
I'm scared. Yep.
And jet fuel is highly flammable. I'm like, can we find an alternative so niggas could fucking live? Like, we got this explosive ass fucking jet fuel in a fucking plane, and I know the chances of crashing are low, but airlines are cheap and don't be doing maintenance.
They don't,
and they don't do all like the shit they're supposed to do, and then the plane fucking crashes, and you have this flammable ass fluid to char everybody to death. Right. Like, this is a great idea.
Wow,
yeah,
that sounds horrible. I'm like, when's the next time I'm flying? I think I'm flying in July.
You are, because you're going back to Miami.
Yeah, going back to Miami.
And I'm gonna be on call, miserable.
I mean, I hope nothing goes wrong to where I can go back to Miami. Like, if school gets too intense, I'll like bail. But like, I want to go back. I actually think I'm going to Vegas, and like, we don't know when, but we're just gonna get up and go.
Oh, okay.
Some point, and we're gonna go to Mexico to get fireworks. Yeah. We're gonna go get those illegal bitches. Why did my friend tell me that these stupid niggas bought the ones that they give the fireworks that they blow up at stadiums for shows. Okay. So the ones that are like huge dynamite really, and they were saying, like, first of all, the wick was like that thick, and I was like, that's a sign that you shouldn't be messing with those.
Having it.
And when I say this thick, it's like, imagine like what's as
like
wide as that?
PVC pipe.
A PVC
a standard
pipe.
size
PVC pipe. Imagine a wick being that wide. No, that shows danger. And so they
like a blowtorch.
They said they tried to light it, couldn't light it, so they ended up having to get a torch to light it.
Why would you still light it at that point?
And then, and mind you, it's burning down. They're sprinting away from it, full sprints, and the shots are still coming close to them because that's how powerful that thing was. And they lit it on the floor, and I don't think it's supposed to be on the floor.
I don't think. I think it shouldn't it be in a cannon?
It should be far from everything, and it should be just everything they didn't do. Super illegal. But I was like, that sounds like fun. I don't want to do that.
People in the ghetto used to always blow their hands or their thumbs off.
Shit.
Yeah,
Compton was lit on July 4th. I remember. Holy,
well, not going with you, but as a kid, if I was in LA,
I was like,
should it be lit?
That mess was lit as fuck. And it's I was like, I'm gonna live in LA on July 4th this year, and so I was like, I asked my friend already. I said, so can we go to the places where it's really dangerous and intense? And they were like, yeah. That's what we're doing. And I was like, oh, great. Thank you. Oh, my God. But yeah.
Who asked to go there?
Yeah, super tangent.
Besides white people wanting to gentrify it.
LA is really gentrified. For you guys who don't live in California, I actually live
It's tragic.
I live in a gentrified building right now. I am the only black person, as far as I believe, that lives in that building. I've been in this building since January.
Yeah, I see.
I saw 3 black girls, and they look like they didn't live there. They look like they were visiting someone, or maybe one of them maybe lived there. But I'm telling you, I've only seen 3 black girls at one time, and I've been living there for months. This building is so gentrified. It's all the white people. No offense to white people, but the super white people. My mom bought me a Mercedes, and I have my Audi, and and they're gonna start
They wear those little ankle booties. Oh. You know what I'm talking about? The little ankle boots.
Oh my God.
They love them shit.
All them Chinese students be wearing them too.
Yeah. And then them big old hats.
What?
Yeah, those round hats, the sun hats. I be seeing them in those when I go over there.
Oh my God, that is very
Or
white.
rompers, or
the long sundresses.
Cigarette pants are popular.
What are cigarette pants?
Straight leg pants that cut off at the ankle.
Oh yeah, super. Oh my God, there was a guy who got in the elevator today who looked like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Super, you
got it covered.
Super gentrified white.
Got it covered.
And the rent is OD, which shows that black people, you're not allowed to live here because you would never be able to afford this.
No.
People look at me. It's funny because we'll get on the elevator and they'll click level 2, and I'll click penthouse, and they'll look at me oh, she lives in the penthouse, and it's oh, I make money too.
Fuck off.
I'm not. Black people aren't all broke.
Yeah.
I get irritated. Don't look at me why are you up that high? Bitch, because I am.
Can I say some racist shit that happened at work?
Yeah.
It wasn't racist. It was just the guy was an asshole, and I could immediately tell he was an asshole as soon as he started fucking talking. He didn't even talk. Mm-hmm. He looked at me, and I was like, oh, this guy's an asshole. All right, here we go. So I went to I was in Long Beach at a hospital on Tuesday, and I go in my room. It was a crazy day. We're not even gonna talk about that because it was just intense. So I go in my room to start my case, and the anesthesia Ollie just comes in, and he looks at me, and he's like, so are you the neuromonitor? You're monitoring today? I was like, yeah, I am. He's like, oh, so what are you monitoring? I was like, I have no clue because I haven't seen the surgeon, but I assume everything. Just because we were working at, I have a general idea.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, when you find out, let us know. And I'm just like, okay.
So you didn't bust a nut recently.
Right.
That's why I always say when people are just angry, when they've talked to you or anything, when your energy is naturally just angry, there's no way you came recently.
But wait. So this nigga, I feel like he thought I was a dumbass, apparently. So I'm started setting up the patient. I asked the nurse, I was like, do you know where the surgeon's at? Can you make sure he wants this? I was like, because I know him and I know he's iffy about monitoring, and I don't want to waste anybody's time or make her go under any more anesthesia than she has to. The patient. So she goes and asks him, and so the anesthesiologist starts talking to me, and I was like, yeah, hopefully he doesn't want it because I have things to do today. And he was like, oh, you do? I was like, yeah, I always have things to do. And then he's like, oh, well, it's kind of cloudy outside. I don't think you could go to the beach. Bitch. And so I was like,
what are you
I was like, I have homework. And he was like, homework? How old are you? And I was like, I'm 25.
I'm a young ass 25-year-old.
I was like, I'm 25 and I just started a master's program in computer science. And he was like, oh. And then he started trying to be nice. The switch up. The switch up.
I have a story just like that.
He was like, oh, I know this girl, and she's getting her master's in computer science right now, and she's interning with blah, 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 and she really loves it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's way more interesting than this. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, yeah. And I just like, I'm done talking to you. And then the nurse came back, and she was like, yeah, you were right. He doesn't need you. I was like, okay, right on so many levels today. And threw my noodles away and left. Like, don't fuck with me. Don't fucking do it.
Slightly tangent, because that really irks the fuck out of me.
Bitch, I was livid.
People who catch an attitude or are just off-putting off top, and they learn a little bit more about you, and then all of a sudden they're into your life. Oh my god!
Like, no,
that happened.
You showed me your energy
twice.
Bro.
I told you one of the stories. One of my teachers. I told him that I'm from, like, I work at a hospital and blah, blah, blah. Everyone else is from finance. And so he, like, after introductions, he, like, everyone's on break. He comes and, like, sits next to me while I'm eating my food.
Yeah.
And he was like, so what's the rates of people getting into medical school? Like, what's it? Because his daughter's trying to get into medical school. I could have sworn he said his daughter's already in, so I don't know why the fuck he's asking me.
Yeah.
But he was just asking, what do you know about medical school? What do you know about medical school? As soon as I told him overall that I don't know much, literally he has never attempted to start a conversation with me after that. And I was like, so you're fake. And then another dude at my job, he's been there forever and I'm new, and every time I saw him, like, you don't say hi, you just smile. Like, you don't always have to say hi to everybody, especially if you don't know them. You just smile at them. And I remember I would smile at him every time, and he would literally, his face would not change. There would be no smile. Like, he actually naturally has a resting bitch face. So he looks angry and literally nothing, no movement in his face. And I still just smiled at him, and I was like, this guy's an asshole. So now he got switched over to my team. Hey, Nina, how are you doing? Okay, so we're going to do. No. You smile? I didn't know, because I've been here for a year and you've never smiled at me, and now that you're in my office, all of a sudden you know how to talk.
Yeah, I hate rude people like that. If I smile at you, you better smile the fuck back, unless you're having a bad fucking day. And if I see you often, you can't be having a bad day every day. You cannot be. Impossible.
The audacity of people. But yeah.
The audacity. The nerve. Sorry.
That tangents into boundaries too, because at work you have to create a boundary, because,
like, don't be in my personal life.
You make friends at work, but some of these people are your friends only because you work with them. They're not your friend because and there's a lot of jobs where you'll have a friend at work, and once you leave the job, you don't hear from him anymore. And so I've created a boundary of literally, like, well, one, it's like some things I do aren't necessarily appropriate for work, so I cannot invite you. Like, there's people at my job that I would have invited to my birthday, but no, like, you're not about to see me like that. And so, like, you have to create the boundary of, like, yeah, you wouldn't be my friend if I wasn't here, and when I leave, you probably won't speak to me anymore. So that's also that boundary. Also the boundary of, like, someone sent me a really rude email this week, and I got very irritated, and I was very happy that when I got to work she wasn't there, because I was very irritated. I've gotten one of those before. I sent an email like, we're gonna start opening boxes because we have 1 million boxes in my lab that need to be opened. We're starting a new lab. And so I was like, so if you're free, I didn't even say if you're free. I just said, just send me, if you want to help, like, we would love your help opening these boxes. Let me know when you're free. This one girl replied, like, I don't think it's right for you to ask us to be free. We're really available. So I replied, I said, per my last email, I said, I think there was a miscommunication, because you always have to blame it on yourself. I think there was a miscommunication. Per my last email, I stated, if you're free. I said, per my last email, I thought it was clear that I only want to know if you're free, Yeah. I don't expect busy people to come help. Yeah. And it was like, she was like, also, I don't think you should ask other team members to help out. My mistake is, stop being fucking lazy. My mistake is the only other team members I asked are friends. Like, they're on somebody else's team, but they're my friend at work, know? Also, it was like, I'm new, so I didn't even think about that. The fact that it's like, oh, you shouldn't ask someone from a different team. My only mentality was, everyone from my team and my friends, those are all the people on the thread. That was it, and so it was like, cool, they don't have to help. Like,
no, they could say no. That's what I hate. Like, when you send emails at work and people either don't reply or reply like rude, either some bullshit or rude, it's like, you're not obligated to help. I'm asking you to do me a favor, and you have every right to say no. And that's like the boundary people don't know how to set up. They don't know how to say no, or they feel bad when they say no, or they just feel some type of guilt or some type of obligation when they say no to somebody. You are not obligated to do anything but be you, live your life, and die. Like,
right.
You don't have to do it.
Live your life and die.
Yeah. Like,
we should title that this episode. Be you, period. Live your life, period. And die, period.
Type it in. But it's just like people really don't know how to set that boundary of being comfortable saying no. But like Rashad, he definitely says no.
Yeah.
I say no. So it's just like we have that mutual respect with one another. And like that's something that grows with the relationship. Exactly. But it's just like it also is something that grows with maturity, is being comfortable setting those boundaries that you're like, you're not fucking doing this to me. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not happening. And it doesn't always have to be out of place anger, but you know, I'm an angry bitch. That's how it happens for me. But it's just like, you can do that. It's okay.
It's possible.
It's okay.
And I was so irritated that I messaged my manager about something indifferent. Like, oh, mind you, when I sent that reply email, I copied everyone, just like she did when she replied to me.
Oh yeah, don't try to embarrass me like that.
And you know what my boss replied? He said, "Thank you, Nina." Yes, thank you. Because I was like, I sent a long email. I was like, let me clarify some things, because clearly there's a lot of miscommunication. This is here, this is there, this is that, this is this. I don't know why you guys don't know this, because I told you this already. And I was like, and then my boss said thank you, and he asked me something else, and I was like, yeah, just so you know, I'm actually emailing these people things. They're not replying to me. He was like, oh, just CC me. And
and that's how you get people to reply.
Let's get it.
You always CC the manager.
Yeah, CC the manager. And I didn't want to irritate him, because he just went to Taiwan for 2 weeks too. So imagine all the emails.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, I just didn't want to irritate you, like, on top of that. Plus I told him, like, everyone at my job is irritating the shit out of me. I don't know if there's anyone who isn't, you know, like, and so I'm gonna open every box my fucking self. I'm not about to ask nobody for nothing. Nope, I'm not talking to none of y'all. I'll be in the lab. If you want to find me, I'm in the lab opening boxes. I have 22 hours to work next week. I will spend 22 hours in the laboratory. That's why I'm catching up on my homework this weekend, because I'm not going to use my lunch break or any other free time to study. I'm going to be in that lab, and I'm going to do it myself to show that you guys are such fucking dickheads. Mind you, they're like, oh, we're busy. Yeah, you're busy. You're also on your cell phone for 2 hours when I'm sitting next to you. So don't talk to me about busy.
Oh, no.
Like, that annoys me.
This is why I hate jobs in America, because it's like there's so few people that are adequate to do the job, and then other people are literally there filling fucking space.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment that you prove that you are capable and you are adequate to do this job, you take on the job of 5 other people with your job, but still get your same fucking salary. And then those people that you're doing their fucking work, they're still fucking not doing their work.
And it's like, this is me
and getting probably the same salary as you.
No, they're getting less.
No, not like in my job though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Or
no,
better.
Actually, some of the senior people for sure have to be getting more than me, because they've been there for 6+. Like 6 is the minimum. Some guy was like, I've been here for almost 20. I said, holy fuck.
What the fuck?
Why?
How do people be having commitment like that?
How do you work for someone for that many years?
I don't
you
know.
have enough money? 20 years?
I don't have a commitment for that shit.
Maybe that's just because we're entrepreneurs. That might just be it, because I'm like,
it's the millennial. They said the millennial generation are more so becoming entrepreneurs than past generations.
Like, fuck this. And we're all about upward mobility, when it's like, when you drop from job to job, it's supposed to be, he was like, you have to go to a different ladder, but you're not going up. And I was like, yeah, no, I only want to go up.
I always want to go up.
I'm only going to go up.
I always look to double my salary.
Yeah. And this is me in my master's program, so I'm just about to shit on everyone when I graduate and like be the best employee. And then they're just going to be like, oh, you're really amazing, and your only shortcomings was your master program. And then I'm going to ask for a raise.
Yep.
And then I'm not even going to say that. Yep. I'm not going to say the last part.
Okay.
Maybe you know what it is, though. Possibly. I'll tell you after. Anyway. But yeah. Boundaries.
Set those boundaries, people.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Grow some balls.
I know it's really hard. You really do have to.
It is hard, yeah. Grow some balls.
Yeah.
It's tough to say, but honestly, the hardest conversations I've had are the ones that have like helped shape me the best. So they're worth it.
True. And it's like, you know, you don't want to be miserable. But plus, set your boundaries properly. Do not be cussing out bosses. Bosses are disrespectful. I don't know what to tell you.
They are.
You can't cuss them out, though. All you can do is
until you quit.
Or just try to find a way to get laid off so you can get unemployment.
That too.
That's a little thing that people do out there. But just so you guys know, people do that for sure. Just so you guys know, find us on Apple Podcasts, Young and Gettin Podcast. We're also on SoundCloud.com/YAGIP. Remember, you on both those sites, you could subscribe, follow, leave a comment, leave a review. We want to hear from you. Also, we're on YouTube. Search Young and Gettin Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. It's just N with an apostrophe. Also, we're on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram under the same username at YAGI_podcast. And you can also find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/YAGIPOD. You can find us on our website, www.weareyagip.com. And you can also email us at Ashleyandninapod.com. Send us your stories. Send us topics you want us to talk about. Send us questions. Send us almost any and everything, and really, emphasis on the almost, because right, y'all be getting cray
Don't
on
tell
the internet.
Us you hope for us to get beat up.
Don't send dick pics.
Oh my God, yeah.
Don't do that.
Guys really do
I used to get those on Tumblr. It was a scary time.
Guys really do that.
I got the scariest dick I've ever seen in my life on Tumblr. I deleted that shit. I was like, don't ever send this again.
I've had two guys who are both my friends, like, kind of like insinuated. One person was like, fuck, I wish I remember what he said, but I told your friend that we met in New York, the really cool one. Yeah, we were talking about something, like probably off of my Instagram story, and I was like, oh, I'm telling you this because I'm comfortable with you. And he was like, well, don't get too comfortable before I start thinking about sending dick pics. But he was totally joking, like he said it in a full joke manner. He would never do that. Yeah. But I was like, that's really funny, is when a girl indicates some level of comfort with you, it's like, oh, you want my dick. Men just want to send a dick pic. And then this other dude I was talking to, we were saying something about dick pics, and he was all like, well, I wouldn't send one. And then he was like, unless you wanted me to. And he like and it's just like, dick pics is a real thing, because obviously some guys have big dicks, so they're like, let me just show this, and then she gonna be like, oh, I'll do whatever you want. Sometimes it happens, like she'll diss you, but then like when she's lonely and shit, she'll be like, man, that dude,
but big dicks, nah, get that away.
Some niggas don't even know what to do with it.
Right, that's the problem.
Why are we talking about dicks right now?
Well, we're gonna have to
thank you guys.
We didn't even do a look at God, but we talking about dicks.
Look at God. 10 more weeks of school.
Look at God, I got to go to the gym.
Okay. That's real life.
Right? It's been a struggle to get there.
Like, I'm catching up on my life a little bit. I can't wait till I graduate. I know we say that on every episode, but you guys don't understand.
Yeah, the stress.
My whole life, my whole personality has been robbed. I'm not even myself anymore. I was telling your friend that. That's the conversation we're having. I was like, school makes it to where you are not you anymore. And that's not okay.
Just life.
Yeah.
Like, because even with my job, like when I have a week where I work a lot, I'm not me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not me. But yeah, so if you ever feel like you're not yourself, you are not alone. And one of my friends also told me, like, even in the worst, terrible depressions and worst moments of your life, remember, you are still not alone. There's still other people going through.
There's other people that feel that way too.
And worse. Because Kanye said he loves himself more than you. So not only will he kill himself, he wants to kill you.
Yeah.
So
whoever he talking about, be careful.
Hopefully it ain't Kim.
Sleep with cameras.
Let's leave on that message. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.